This is going to be a demonstration on putting a plane right in the middle of an element, such as a line. I'm going to unhide plane number one. See that plane there? I put it in the middle. And what's unique about CATIA's latest versions is that they've got everything linked. For example, this is point number 3. Now, if I leave my cursor there, it should show me point number 3 in this list. And I can't believe it doesn't do that. By the way, you might be wondering, how did I get this red circle to come up? Or some of you might be wondering, how do we get that red circle to stop coming up? It's under your preferences. So I'm going to open up preferences. I don't know if the cursor is keeping up with me or not, but it's under the 2D, 3D view display under selections. If I slide down, you see pre-select navigator is on, and that's what allows me to get that red circle in there. And the advantage of that is supposed to be so that I could grab that point that's impossible for me to grab. If I leave that there for 1 second, it pulls this up, the vertex lines, the edges of the lines, but I don't see my point number 3 showing up. So it's very frustrating and disappointing that doesn't work. Anyways, that is the idea of this, is to help you where there's duplicate lines so you can grab the right one. I have this set up so that in 1 second that red circle will come up. So if I put it over here, you should be able to use the arrows to click through and try and figure out which one is on top of what. So that's what that pre-select navigator is. Again, under preferences, selection, pre-select navigator. You could do this. You could set it to 5 seconds and it won't come on so fast, or you could just turn it off altogether. Hopefully that shows up on the video. I have no faith in my videos right now. I'm going to hide that plane and show you how I created it. Well, first off, let me show you the advantage here. If I go to point number 3, which I know it is, I'll double click the Y vector and I'll go 5 inches. It moves that point 5 inches in the Y direction, but all the lines that are connected to it move, as well as this plane staying in the middle of that line. Whatever length that line changes to, this plane automatically stays in the center. It's very commonly used in production to cut things in half. All right, I'm going to hit undo to put that back, and I'm going to hide that plane and show you how I created it. You don't have to memorize anything on CATIA, really. You just got to learn how to navigate through the system. When I select the plane feature down here in the bottom, so under the Wireframe tab, I chose the plane feature. Under reference, I'm going to select this line. No, sorry, you got to find the one that says middle. So you got to pick on each one and look for something that says middle here in the pop-up window. Parallel through point did not. So pick the next one on the list. I don't know if this is showing up for you or not, but just pick the next one called angle and normal. Nope, I don't see middle on this. So we'll go down to the next one. And you just keep picking on these until you find the word middle show up. So you don't have to memorize it. If you don't have it memorized, just take a few seconds to go through and look for the only one that's going to say middle. And when you find it, the more you search for it, the more likely you'll start memorizing it because it's such a common one to use. You notice I use normal to curve to find the middle. It's highlighting this curve right here. It wants me to pick an element. Is a line a curve? Yes, it is. It's infinite radius. So all lines are curves. So everything's basically a curve to CATIA. I left that there for 5 seconds and it finally came up. It's telling me what line I'm grabbing. I select that line and then I simply hit OK and it creates that plane right in the middle of that line. It's cutting this part directly in half. Okay, that's how you create a plane in the middle of something.